Hey, welcome back to Left 4 Dead Garage. Got some stuff moved around in here because I believe we are at the point in this project where it's time to go backwards to go forward. That means disassembly. So what I've done so far is I've got the plates on, I got the weld bosses on, I've got this floor brace in. I shot some self-etching primer on here, but I quit up here because I've got a couple, like there's a hole right there, and I think there's one right here that I need to weld from the top side, and then I'd probably like to just make sure all those are good and done from the inside. And I want to do that after I pull the seat. I've also got to find a safe hiding spot for this seat. I just adopted another Suburban, and it's nice and clean in there. So I believe I'll carry the seat out there and store it in the Suburban for the time being. So I got my jack kind of lifted up the cab here so I could get the mount and the spacer out. So I'll put all that back in, which I can probably go ahead and do that now. So I got the mount and the spacer sitting back on there, which doesn't really matter because this cab's coming off anyway, so maybe I'll just leave the spacer off because we'll lose it. I also have a spacer back here, but we covered all that on the couple videos back. I've got a few things to weld still yet, you can see right here, but I want to do that with the fenders off the truck. So I'm gonna pull the clip. I'm gonna get all the boxes out for the steering column, the pedals, the shifter, steering wheel, all that stuff. I've saved the boxes, so we'll just rebox it, store it in the bed of the truck, or maybe in the Suburban, because I still have some bed work to do, some odds and ends. There's several things that need to happen still yet, but focusing on right now, we're disassembly. So I'm gonna pick some tools up and put you on a tripod maybe, or something, and we'll take it apart. We'll take it apart so we can make progress, which seems weird, but that's just how it goes. So, be right back. All right, I got that seat out. May I make a suggestion? If you're gonna mess with these Durango seats, hire a buddy to help you get them things. Those things are crazy heavy for what they are. Oh, and let me share my panic with you. Like heart drop, oh no, what have I done? Apparently the latches, the quick release latches, are not all in a line. So, and I even like run a straight edge on it because I didn't believe how I was looking at it. But look, that is the seats latching and lining those up where they are. That's just how it is on the seat. So forewarn, you will end up with a staggered seat bracket mount if you choose to do like a release deal. The bad thing about the driver's side is the steering wheel's in the way and you can't get the seat to fully flip forward. So it's not as functional as the passenger side, but you can flip it up. So, and then I've unhooked a few things on the driver's side seat where it doesn't have to lay all the way flat to flip forward. For what they cost on Marketplace, $125, I think is what I just seen some listed at up in Hickory. It's a pretty nice seat. All right, so I'm gonna clean up anywhere I had anywhere that I had a self-tapping screw holding stuff down. That's originally where I had the seat. And then I'm gonna clean up all that seam over there and get it re-welded. I'm gonna pull these out, get some primer, DA them real good, clean them up, get some good primer on them, and get some good, maybe some Magic Tractor, or I don't know, some Rust-Oleum, some sort of good paint. Then, like I said, reverse everything and start pulling out. Let's clean up some spots and do a little welding. All right, I got some a bunch of cleanup to do, kind of like the pink truck was, if you're familiar with that. The firewall needs to be clean and slick of all the welds and patches and whatnot, so I can put sound deadening on it effectively, because it's kind of hard to go over all that lumpy, bumpy stuff. And then there's a few spots and stuff I need to weld up. Got a few spots over here. But I did get the bulkhead connector for the AC lines and the heater hoses. And I originally said I was going to put that in before the cab went. But to be honest, I'm a little afraid to do that without having the kit and knowing where all the underdash stuff's going to be. Like, I don't want to do it too close and then have regrets, but this is the guy I got. Still got to get fittings for that. But I really don't want to take that gamble. I mean, because with my luck, I'll put it in some weird spot and I won't have enough room to make 90-degree turns coming out of the firewall to where the actual underdash unit's going to be, or firewall mount deal, all that. Like Pinky, it was a tough deal to do because they had already put holes in the firewall. So I feel like waiting on that would be the wise thing. So I'm going to keep on grinding, get this cleaned up, and then I want to do all the grinding and stuff while I got the welder out, and we got to drag it back out, and then we'll keep on with the disassembly. So, and plus, I feel like I still need to do a little welding in here. All right, I'm going to do this, and I'll get back to you. All right, well, I believe I got all that I know of, the stuff welded up that needs welded, stuff that needs grinding down and kind of slicking up. I didn't do it like we're gonna body work this thing. I just kind of knocked the highs down, that way it'd give me a fair shot at rolling on some sort of sound deadening. Now, I've got the front clip loose, I've got the radiator out, hoses and all that stuff. I tied the trans-cooler lines together, but not before I made a transmission fluid mess. Pretty sure I got, so it's just sitting there, sitting on the frame mounts and all that. So I guess I'll set this thing down, And we'll see if we can heave-ho this whole front clip off the front of this thing. Hopefully I don't blow my back out. Can't be getting hurt, can't afford it. I'm gonna set it down, we'll get the clip off, and then I think there's a few spots on the firewall I need to weld from outside because it's in like a seam and I can't really get to it with the grinder to make it clean. And it's kind of down on the floorboard, toe board area, so it'll be all right. All right, let me take this thing apart. Can't remember how I picked this thing up last time. It would be easier if I didn't have to step over all this. All right, I'll back the car trailer down here and set that on there. Backwards is forwards, or something like that.
Competition Products, your source for hardcore engine parts for street, strip, and oval track. Our free catalog is packed with hundreds of product lines from the best-known manufacturers in the performance industry. Lowest prices guaranteed. Free shipping and handling on all orders over $149 in the continental U.S. Need expert advice? Our knowledgeable staff is just a phone call away. Competition Products, race parts sold by racers since 1970.
All right, I'd like to just start out by saying there is a gantry crane close by, and it would be perfect for these body swaps. And I know one more after this one, but it would be a total pain to have it down here in this terrible location for a garage, because downhill and gravel, and even if I concrete it up to the tractor, I'm downhill on concrete, so you can see how that goes. We'll be back in the shop at warp speed. So if my plan does not work, I will send that man a message about this gantry crane and see if I can come get it today. I would also like to say, I know for a fact that this lift does not go high enough to lift this cab up, so I'll save you the suffering of that idea. Redneck ingenuity, or I don't know what you call this mess. Good enough. So these are load bars for a tractor trailer, like a 53-foot trailer. So what I've done is got this here spacer block between the forks of the tractor. I got these two 4x4s. That one is not very secure, is it? We've snugged up our setup, and then it's ratchet strapped to the tractor, and it, for the most part, doesn't move. So what the plan is, put you on the tripod, I'm gonna roll this thing out, I'm gonna go through the windshield and the back window. Hopefully I've got enough room and not hit the frame rails. And then I've got those moving blankets and towels and stuff on there to put on the windshield channel, because this scares me. I don't want to mess up the windshield channel, so I want to put as much padding on that as possible. I would rather go through here, but at the same time, my trailer's occupied, and then I got to go up the hill, and I'm flying solo, and I'm too stubborn to ask for help. So I'm going to roll the truck out, and we're just going to gently pick up on it and see how it goes, and then set the cab somewhere. I didn't plan that far. Yeah, like I said, the trailer's occupied. I guess I need a trailer. I need another trailer, like a landscape trailer or a utility trailer or something. I'll figure that out when we get there. So I'm gonna stick you on the tripod and cross your fingers. Let's see how this goes. Oh, the cab is very much loose. over my hammer. All right, that went smooth. I'm glad because it looks like the camera's like ready to die. I guess I'm about time to swap out some batteries for some new batteries. So I'm gonna get something to set this thing on, and then I've got a couple of good sealskin car covers here. I can cover it up, and then we'll make arrangements. Oh yeah, that worked out great. We'll make arrangements to get it to the paint guy so he can get the inside done. And then I've still got some stuff to do. I've still got things to do that I can work on while it's got the cab off. Actually, I need to pull the bed, which no cab would make that easier. These things still need to be painted. Got a couple holes to drill. Need to knock the bump stop mounts off the frame, the original bump stop mounts, because without a C-notch, it's a little close. And probably go ahead and put shocks on it too while it's all blown apart. And I think we're good. Maybe see if he wants me to shoot some black primer or something on this side of the headboard. I don't know, but yep. We went backwards to go forwards, and from here it's all back uphill, which is fun, I think. Still got a few things to figure out, bumper mounts, front and rear. We got wiring to do, we got plumbing to do, fuel system and brake system. What else? Like I said, shocks, knock a few things off the frame, just go over some stuff, and then we'll be back assembly. So thanks again for watching. We're getting super close to 5,000 subscribers on YouTube. I don't know what that means. I guess it's just a number, but it's been a long road. Thank you to everybody that's watched, subscribed. If you don't mind, if you do watch a video, share it to Facebook or some sort of social media. Get me some traction and try to get this thing off the ground a little more. But thanks again. We'll see you on the next one.